Welcome, everyone. We're very honored to have you here, and we're honored to be participating with Mayor Turner and with Clay Walker in this relief effort to help the citizens of Houston. You know, even though Lakewood is a global ministry, this is our home, and so we believe in helping the people here. There's no better people than here in Houston, Texas, and we're just honored to be here. Appreciate again the mayor for stepping up, and Clay Walker. We're big fans of his, but it's going to be a great night that we can help the city, and just glad to have you with us as well.
You know, we feel like we're a fabric of Houston. We're part of Houston. We're embedded in Houston. So it's our honor and our joy to be a part of this great effort with the city and everyone who's participating. So I hope that everyone will jump on board, because this is an amazing opportunity to really show your colors and to show that you are part of Houston and Houston proud.
I want to introduce now somebody that needs no introduction, but a friend of our ministry for many years. I love Mayor Turner's story. I love his heart to help others, and we're behind him as our new mayor, and just appreciate everything you do for the city.
Pastor. Let me start off by thanking Pastors Joel and Victoria Osteen for just being gracious hosts, for opening up their doors, and not just now, but over and over and over again. So really appreciate on behalf of the city of Houston. Thank you so very much. And of course, standing with Clay Walker and Clay, what can I say? He may be from East Texas, but he's Houston, so we're claiming him. And then I have the privilege of standing with the members of City Council today: Councilmember Brenda Stardick, Councilmember Mike Knox, Councilmember Mike Kubash, and Councilmember Jack Christie. So let me thank each and every one of them. Let me just make a few comments. Lakewood, what a perfect healing place, a perfect place to assure Houston that God is watching, and he really is, and working through these gifted Houstonians who will gather for this event that typifies how Houston takes care of Houstonians. On April 18th, our hearts broke for the second time in less than a year as we witnessed the wrath of Mother Nature. It turned out to be the worst flooding the greater Houston area has experienced since Tropical Storm Allison in 2001. To me, the rain seemed to be great tears for our citizens suffering, and the suffering was enormous. More than 800 high-water rescues took place, with thousands of Houstonians being displaced, and thousands still remain displaced. There were over 700 people that were placed in our shelters, and thanks to the Greater Houston Relief Fund and what will take place on May 20th, we've been able to provide the payment for them for several weeks as they move to transition back into a more permanent environment. It's going to take many years and millions of dollars to recover. But then the light that is the goodness of Houstonians turned on. My phone began ringing on April the 18th and afterwards. Individuals wanted to help. Corporations wanted to help. We all needed to and wanted to help the victims who couldn't escape what nature had planned. And the good news in this particular tragedy is that so many Houstonians have stepped up, neighbors helping neighbors, strangers helping one another. Houston is, in fact, a very big family. So I established the Greater Houston Storm Relief Fund to bring these great public and private citizens together for this common cause. The fund will help fill the gaps and resources FEMA provides to those impacted most by the floods. And all the money is going to stay right here in the city of Houston. It will funnel out to help people in Harris, Fort Bend, and Montgomery counties. And one of those phone calls I got was musical indeed. Really, it was music to my ears. My new close friend, the multi-platinum country music artist Clay Walker, reached out immediately offering his talents and assistance to create a benefit concert. Standing here in this prayer center, I have to say that's the way things work. God works in mysterious ways, and there's always a ram in the bush. Pastor Osteen graciously offered Lakewood Church as a setting for a fundraising event. As a result of this partnership, I am proud to announce that Houston Recovers with Clay Walker and friends, live from Lakewood Church, will take place on Friday, May the 20th. This benefit concert will be televised live on ABC 13 KTRK TV, live streamed, and broadcast on Sirius XM Channel 128. And I want to thank everyone for their commitment, certainly Clay and Pastor Joel and Victoria Osteen and Lakewood. And now I would like to bring up East Texas native, but whose heart is also right here in Houston, none other than a good friend, Mr. Clay Walker, who will also come and speak at this time. Clay, And look, as you come, thank you, man, so very, very much.
Thank you,
I
Mayor Turner.
appreciate you, and can't say enough. For those people who are still out of their homes, still seeking transition, don't know what tomorrow will bring, the good news is the good Lord brought you along our way. So thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Well, I've been so blessed to call Houston home most of my adult life, and it's an honor to be here with great people like our new Mayor Turner, who's a wonderful human being, very warm. I know he's going to do great things for our city. We do have a great city. Joel and Victoria Osteen are some of the warmest, kindest people I've ever met. I love their ministry. I love what they stand for, and being able to be so blessed by this city myself, I want to do something, but I really want, more than anything, for everyone in this city who wants to participate to know that my dad told me, if you do good things, you're going to feel good about yourself. And this is an opportunity for this community as a whole to do something good. How many times have you been driving down the road and you wanted to pick up that stranger that needed a ride, or you wanted to help someone who had a flat tire, but you kept going because you didn't have a comfortable feeling? This is an opportunity to feel really good about yourself by either coming out to Lakewood with Mayor Turner and the Osteens and myself here in this great building. We're going to have an all-star lineup. I've reached out to some of my friends, and all of them have responded with, yes, we will help however we can. Tim McGraw, Darius Rucker, Kid Rock, and Brian McKnight has committed. Brian McKnight actually is committed to doing the performance as well. So we got a lot of support coming from the celebrity world. Houston is a great place to live, and it's a great place to worship, and it's our home. So come join us at Lakewood Church May 20th, 8 to 10 p.m. Thank you.
Thanks, Clay.
Amen. Very good.
Mayor, you wanted to mention this website for donation.
Let me put these back on. And let me just say, Houston, we really want you to attend this concert. Come on out, May the 20th, 8 o'clock here at Lakewood. We need your presence and your support. All you have to do is make a monetary donation at the door, because no matter how generous all those corporations and folks have already been, it's still not enough. The losses in Houston outpace the donations, and more is also needed. There will be other ways to give throughout the program. For more information about giving, please visit www.houstonrecovers.org. That's www.houstonrecovers.org. Look, I am so proud that Houston is my home. I grew up in this city. It's an awesome, awesome city, a very generous city, and people don't mind giving. And so again, I want to thank the Osteens and Lakewood for an extension again of their ministry, for just opening up their doors with tremendous hearts, and I appreciate that. Clay, I want to thank you on behalf of the entire city, and I know the city council members join me, for just having a very generous heart, and for opening up your heart and saying, look, I want to do this, and I will take the lead on it. And so this is a city that's forever grateful to you. And so thank you all. And at this time, if there are any questions, we'll take those at this point.
Mayor, can you talk specifically how the funds are going to be distributed and actually end up in the hands of those families who need it?
You know, we've set up the Greater Houston Storm Relief Fund. That is chaired by Anthony Chase. He's the chair. And it has an advisory committee of many of the individuals who have already committed. They set the criteria for the distributions. To give an example, of those 700 and some people that were in our shelters, now many of them are in, I think there are about 137 rooms where they are staying, and now into the third week. The Greater Houston Storm Relief Fund is paying for their extended stay. We could not wait on FEMA or HUD to step in. When people are in crisis, they need the need. So the relief fund is paying for them. Many of these families, for example, lost everything. They don't even have transportation. Okay, and I'm not talking about a fancy car. It was just transportation to get them from point A to point B. They lost that. clothing, furniture, you name it. So the relief fund will be used in relation to that. We're also working with other nonprofit organizations like neighborhood centers. So we will be partnering with them. And you've got the Red Cross, you got all of these other organizations where we're working in collaboration. This was the second worst storm since Tropical Storm Allison. It affected all of Harris County, and Houston is within Harris County. So there are some tremendous needs, but the Greater Houston Storm Relief Fund, with the advisory board, sets up the criteria, and they're the ones who are handling the distribution. None of it.
What is that criteria, the specific criteria going to be? Do you know that yet?
I would ask you to get with Anthony Chase as chairman of the board on that, and Janice Evans can make that available to you. I will tell you, none of the dollars will go to city operations. No city operations, no debris removal. It's not assuming any of the costs. It's going specifically to the families themselves. Okay? So none goes to operation. No, for cleanup, things of that nature, the city is doing its job, and we'll look to FEMA in due time for that. All of the dollars that are coming in will simply go directly to the families that are impacted.
Will this be one of many events? Is this the first of more to come, or is it going to be like the main event to raise money for that?
Well, this is the main event. I want to thank Clay and Lakewood and those things for. I mean, this will be the singular event for the city of Houston. I mean, people are always welcome to give individually, and people are, but in terms of there being the event for the flood recovery, the relief fund, this will be it on May the 20th, 8 o'clock, right here at Lakewood. Okay. Thank you all very much, but feel free to talk to.
Hey, one thing I want to be clear about.
Come on, Clay.
No, this is off the record.
Okay.
Is that all of the artists I mentioned will not be performing, have not committed to performing, except for Brian McKnight. The first three I mentioned, McGraw, Kid Rock, and Darius, are doing at least videos for us to help raise money and get this thing kicked off great for the 2-hour special that'll be going on from 8 to 10.
Okay.
Just want to be clear.
Sure. So how many performers will there be?
We're probably around 5 or 6 at least. I know we're reaching out to Beyonce, Yolanda Adams, and several others. I mean, this just started, so I'm sure we'll have a great lineup for Houston.
But I don't want to de-emphasize the importance of Clay Walker. Okay, let me just say that he stepped up. He volunteered to take the leadership role on it. Someone has to do that. He did it. He didn't have to, and so I appreciate that. So I don't want to in any way to devalue your contribution to this effort, and I don't want to overlook or take for granted what Lakewood is doing. It's being held here, utilizing their equipment. That is no small item. As those of you in the media know how much it costs to set things up and to have a venue of this kind.
Do you think all this really awesome equipment is going to help you sing good when you do that with me?
Well,
I'll buy that ticket. Show me more.
Maybe a dance.
Sometimes we can exceed our own capability. When we ask for divine intervention. But look, if it will help, one additional person to give an additional contribution for people whose situations are far worse than ours, okay, then it's worth it. Because let me tell you, to be at the shelters and to see individuals who left the flood situation and their kids did not even have shoes on their feet, they didn't have the clothing, or to look into their eyes when people don't know how they're going to make it tomorrow, at least this provides people with some hope. Now, it will not care for people for the rest of their lives, okay? But quite frankly, when you're in a moment of crisis or uncertainty, just to know this, that people are willing to step up to ease the burden is worth it. And this is where Houston, quite frankly, is at its best. And the people that are standing here, Clay Walker and the Osteens, Lakewood, exemplify Houston at its very, very best. So I want to thank you, the members of City Council. I want to thank you. It's a collective effort. It's not a me deal. It's a we thing. And I just believe that, as my daddy would often say, reading from the good book, if you cast your bread into the water, it'll come right back to you. And that's what this is all about. We're casting our bread out. Others will benefit, but the blessing will come back to us as well. So thank you so very much. Okay?